First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Habakak, I would also like to give a double honors unto the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone that do well, that have taught me this truth. And I would also like to say a sincere shalom unto the hopeful elect, unto the scattered elect, unto the brothers, the prophets, the men that are prophesying, laboring in this truth and in this doctrine. Unto you I say shalom. The Lord is bringing division, not unity. Okay, and this is something we've been going into lately, because you have a lot of um, hirelings out there, all right, false prophets that are bringing forth this universal doctrine that the Lord came for everyone. The Lord can save everyone. Heathens can be saved. Heathens will have a say-so in the kingdom of heaven. But the Lord is bringing division. He's even bringing division amongst his own people. Because this time around, the Lord is not taking everyone, all right? In Egypt, when we were delivered from Egypt, the whole nation, okay, was delivered, okay? But this time, not even the whole nation is going to be delivered. It's only going to be a remnant, 144,000 of the men, the prophets, the priests, okay, and the 1/3 of Israel that will be delivered from the destruction, all right, which consists of the men, women, and the children, and helps with the prophets, okay, the true believers, all right. That's who the Lord's dealing with right now, all right. And the Lord is not dealing with, he's never dealt with all nations, all right. That's a false doctrine that has been pushed throughout the world through Christianity, Catholicism, mainly, okay. But now they're trying to incorporate that into, you know, into the Hebrew Israelites. All right, trying to merge Hebrew Israelites with the Christianity doctrine. That's not the truth. All right, the Lord only came for His people and His people only. Okay, not Gentiles. All right, and if you have, the history, those Gentiles that's spoken of in the New Testament are Israelite foreigners that were living as Gentiles, married within Gentile families, and that's how they ultimately became Gentiles. Okay, that's the mystery of the Gentiles that a lot of the Christians can't understand. Even Hebrew Israelites cannot understand. The Lord is not bringing unity. All right, the Lord doesn't want us to come all together, kumbaya type moment. The Lord is not with it. All right, the Lord is with division. The Lord is with separating nations, separating His elect from the non-elect. The Lord is with, separating the tares, the wheat from the tares, the goats from the lambs. Okay, the Lord is separating the good from the bad, those He wants and those He doesn't want, even those of His own people. All right, that's a thing that these bug outs, all right, that are pretty much probably more than likely paid off. They can't receive, or they've been blinded. Okay, they've been blinded by money. They've been blinded by fame. They've been blinded by the things of this world. So let me start with Luke 12 and 51. Actually, I'll start at 49. Bring up some context. The title says Hamashiach divides men. As I am come to set fire on the earth, and what will I, if it be already kindled? But I but I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth. I tell you nay, meaning no, but rather division. All right, from henceforth there shall be five in one house divided, three against two, and two against three. So the Lord is bringing division even amongst your own family. Okay? Because if you're a true believer of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi, it's more than likely that your family, your close family, your immediate family, those that you're under the same in the same household with, are not going to believe. Okay? Some of them will believe when they see the miracles, when they see, things starting to come to pass, but a lot of them still won't believe because it wasn't meant for them to believe. They aren't part of that number. All right? The Lord didn't choose them. All right? That's how the Lord is going to divide households. The Lord is going to divide nations. The Lord is going to divide states, countries. All right, and make and make them come pretty much come be against each other, or be against each other's beliefs. So you're going to have those that say hey, the MOTB is not the chip. You're going to have some that take it. It's going to be a lot of division amongst these nations, amongst these people, amongst households. But hey, you gotta stay on that straight. If you're a true believer of Yahawashi, you gotta stay on that straight and narrow path. Okay, you can't be swayed one way or another. Okay, because the Lord is, you got to understand the division. The Lord is the one that's dividing you amongst your family. The Lord is the one that's dividing you amongst, hell, the rest of this world, if you truly believe. All right, verse 53. The father shall be divided against the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother. Let me see, it's like, yeah. The mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. So that's showing you there's going to be great division all the way down to the household. You already see the division amongst this government and amongst these people, and the divide is growing, more and more every day. Okay, but you got the Hebrew Israelites. All right, they call them, they guys are not even, they pretty much going to be, they just Christians. All right, they Hebrew Christians. That's what you can call them. All right, because their doctrine is, that's what their doctrine is giving the that's what their doctrine is showing everyone, that we not, we not Israelites, we just Hebrew Christians pretty much, because of the doctrine. They teach that, this is Genesis, this is all these different sects of Israel, all right, that are pretty much sold out. Okay, that changed their doctrine. All right, that says James 1:1. Excuse me, James 1:5. I think it's 1:5. James, what is it? James 1:8. I think 1:8. A double-minded man. 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So these guys are double-minded. All right, they say one thing. All right, but and then next month or 2 months later, they're gonna say another thing. All right, they're double-minded. You can't trust a person like that. All right, you gotta let your nays be nay and your yays be yay. All right, ain't no in betweens, ain't no maybe the heathens can make it. None of that shit. That's off. All right, let me go to Amos 9:9, because the Lord is coming to sift. The Lord is going to. It's a great sifting that's going to take place amongst His people. All right, this is Amos 9:9. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. Okay, the Lord is going to sift Israel amongst all nations, because Israel is scattered amongst all nations. That's why you're going to have Israelites that look like heathens. You're going to have Israelites that look like so-called white people. Israelites that look like so-called Arabs, so-called East Indians, so-called Chinese, so-called Japanese. They're going to come in all shapes and forms. The Lord is sifting the house of Israel among all these nations. All right, but it said that the least grain shall fall upon the earth. Okay, and that least grain that's not going to fall through is those that the Lord is going to keep. Okay, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. All right, so the sinners of the Lord's people, Israelites, are going to die by the sword. All right, the Lord is, and when that day comes, you're going to know who the Lord's dealing with and who the Lord's not dealing with. Okay, and you're going to have a lot of those that say, Lord, Lord, excuse me, have we not cast out, what is that? What is that? Let me get this scripture. Okay, let me look it up real quick. Maybe let me look at my phone real quick. I know it's in Matthew. Matthew, the Lord's gonna say, yeah, Matthew 7. Yep, 7. Him right here. I was looked it up on my phone. Matthew 7 and verse 22. It says, many will say in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And they will profess, and I will profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. All right. Let me also like here. Let me press that red letter. And this is the Yahawashi speaking. All right, Yahawashi spoke that a lot of Jakes were going to come in that, and when that time of Jacob's trouble comes, when the time when everyone's going to be trying to seek and call upon the Lord, these Jakes that is taught the false doctrine, that have led has scattered the flock. Okay, have have taken the Judas purse. All right, they're gonna say they're gonna want to give it back, and They're going to want to go back on their words and say, we taught the right thing. We try to teach the right thing. Nah, the Lord not dealing with you. Okay, so lest you jakes out there repent, the Lord is, I think a lot of these guys is too far gone. Okay, and they're going to see, and we're seeing a lot of these false prophets be revealed. We're seeing a lot of them, receive their judgment. Okay, and they may not have got put to death, but you could the judgment of the Lord is the judgment of the Lord. A lot of times are worse than death itself. Okay, death is easy. The Lord can torment you, and the Lord is tormenting these guys with a lot of demons. The Lord is tormenting. You could tell because the spirit left them. The righteous spirit, the true spirit of Yahawashi, the true spirit of truth, have left these guys, and they're starting to teach these false doctrines. All right, their minds have been blinded by money, by filthy lucre. All right. And a lot of these guys, they're nothing but an extension of the goddamn Christian church, pretty much. Okay, this is Sirach 17, Ecclesiasticus 17:17. For in the division of the nations, the whole earth, he set rulers over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion. So the Lord divided all the nations. Okay, and the Lord chose Israel as his portion, as his people that he's dealing with. Okay, so that shows you the Lord has always been about division. The Lord is not universal. The Lord is not for all people. All right, and the prophecies in the scriptures say so. All right, from Genesis all the way to Revelations, the Lord has had a chosen people, the sons of God. Okay, which were before we became Israelites. Okay, and when we became Israelites, the Lord put his stamp on us that these are my people. All right, I gave these people my spirit. I gave them my word, my law, statutes, commandments for them to follow and for them to praise me. All right, the Lord didn't call upon all nations. It wasn't all nations at the mount, at the bottom of the mountain when Moses came down with the tablets. All right, with the laws to receive them. Okay, it was only Israelites. All right. Let me grab one more scripture. Psalms 132 and verse 13. For the Lord have chosen Zion, he have desired it for his habitation. So the Lord chose Zion. Or the Lord didn't choose all the other nations. The Lord never chose the nation of Ishmael or Elam or Canaan or Mithazarium. All right, Edom. The Lord didn't choose these nations. All right, the scriptures say the Lord put by Esau. All right, and these nations are as little as a dust or spittle. All right, that's how the Lord compared these nations unto Israel. All right, let me grab this real quick. And this is what they're trying to do now. All right, this is what Nimrod tried to do, and that's what they're trying to do now. And in these whack ass Hebrew Israelite groups out there that have teaching this wicked ass shit, they're going right along with it. Okay, they're teaching a Tower of Babel type doctrine. Let's come all together in one speech and one language. All right, in one people. It ain't one people. So let me get Genesis 11 and 4, and they said, "Go, let us build a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth." And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And that one language was Hebrew." Okay. And this began to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which I have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. That's the Lord. That was the first scattering. Okay, where the Lord scattered, all the languages. All right, you had people speaking different languages, different dialects. Okay, and the Lord scattered them abroad, and thence upon the face of all the earth, and and they left off the build of the city. Therefore, the name of it called Babel, because the Lord did confound their language of all the earth, and that's when the Lord, the beginning of the divide of the people. Okay, so you see, the Lord is not with that. The Lord is, the Lord had to their confounded that whole. Back then it was like in their minds a new world order. How Esau's trying to formulate now with one world government, one world currency, digital currency. We're all one people under this Esau's umbrella, and that's what Nimrod tried to do. All right, and they're going to try to do that now. And you got a lot of these Hebrew Israelite groups out there that are trying to forward that agenda. All right, saying everyone can make it. All right, and that's not the truth. Everyone can't make it. The Lord only gave His law, statutes, and commandments to the children of Israel. The Lord has only given His Spirit. All right, the spirit of prophecy unto the children of Israel. Okay, this is Amos 3:1. It says, "Hearing this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, again the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, only have you known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities." Okay, so these are several scriptures, and this is a lot of brothers know these scriptures, but there's a lot of newcomers that are coming in, and they don't know no better. All right, they may fall, they may come across a video of one of these groups that's telling you, hey, yeah, we're Israelites, and the 144,000 we could be saved, but also the heathens can be saved also, and that's not the truth. The Lord is only dealing with Israel, and we can identify who the Israelites are today through the curses and through the captivity. Okay, who's if we look at the 12 tribes chart, who's at the bottom? All right, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, and yes, it's other nations that are getting jacked up, but nobody has had it worse than us, and those Israelites that are scattered amongst the heathen nations. All right, because those scattered Israelites, all right, the Israelite foreigners, they're catching hell. All right, amongst the heathens that they're around about. All right, so they, just because they live amongst it, that don't mean they ain't catching no hell. They're catching hell also. But at the end of the day, they're still Israelites, because their spirit goes back to the spirit of an Israelite on their father's side. Okay, and that's a spiritual aspect of this that a lot of people don't understand. Niggas want to use DNA, and Nick, Jake needs proof. Like, oh, I need proof. Where's the proof at? Hey, we bring proof. We bring truth. We can go into different books. We go into a different history. But some things are spiritual, where you can have to see through the spirit. The Lord has to open your eyes to see certain things. And if the Lord is dealing with you, He'll open your eyes. All right. But if He's not, He'll close your eyes and leave your ass in darkness and keep you blind and take the spirit from you, like the Lord is doing to these Genesis bug outs, and these other bug out Hebrew Israelite groups that more than likely took a bag. All right, this is Psalms 147, and let me see, what is it? 147 and down at the bottom. Yeah. Verse 19: He showeth His word unto Jacob, His statutes and His judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. As for His judgments, they have not known them. Who has not known them? Not the other nations. Okay. Praise ye the Lord Yahawah. All right. So the Lord He has showed His word unto Jacob, His statutes and judgments unto Israel. All right. He has not dealt so with any nation. He's not dealing with these nations. He's never dealt with these nations. All right. And like I said at the beginning, He ain't even dealing with the whole nation of Israel right now. He's only dealing with the elect. All right. This truth is only for the elect to receive. All right. This ain't for a nigga that's he's in between the Christian church and Hebrew Israelites, but he follows the Black Panthers, and he follows, like, nah, this ain't for you. He's a what do they call them niggas, foundational Black America. I don't know. It got a lot of bugged out stuff out there. That's why if you ain't with this truth, if you're not the true believer of this truth, you're not following Bahasham, Yahawashi, the Lord ain't dealing with you, and we ain't dealing with you either. Pretty much, man. You gotta, because there's a lot of folly and there's a lot of confusion going on out there. Okay, this is Isaiah 1:9. Except the Lord of hosts have left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. So the Lord is only dealing with a small remnant of His people now. Okay, you figure the Lord said that the children of Israel are like the stars of the sand of the sea. All right, and you got to figure only 1/3, or only 1/3, 144,000, 1/3 and 144,000. That's the only people that the individuals that the Lord is dealing with. Okay, and your line has to go back to Israel. Your line has to go back to one of the sons of Jacob. Okay, let me grab this Revelations, because these Christians never want to go into Revelation 7. Okay, and if they do, if they're courageous enough to go into this, they go to they skip over the 12 tribes, the 12,000 sealed from each tribe, and then they go to where is it here? All nations and kindreds and peoples and tongues, thinking that's the great multitude is talking about the other nations, and that's not true. That's talking about Israelites that are scattered. Going back to Deuteronomy 28:64, the scattering, the great scattering. But there was a great scattering, but now we're living in the time of the great gathering. All right. This is Revelations 7:1. I'm not going to read all the tribes. Through all the tribes, but I'm going to jump down. And after all these things, I saw 4 angels on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor on any tree. And the 4 winds represent the destruction. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of the Most High in their foreheads. All right, that's the seal of exemption. All right, that those 144,000, the 1/3 that are going to receive salvation and escape the destruction. All right, the 144,000. I heard the number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So I'm going to just jump down, excuse me, to verse 9, and because it goes through all the 12 tribes: Benjamin, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Zebulun, Asher. All right, so verse 9, in this I beheld, lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne, before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So you be thinking, oh, that's the rest of the people. That's the Edomites, that's the Ishmaelites, that's the Moabites. That's Israelites. Those are the multitude. The 144,000 are the prophets, the priests, the first fruits. Okay, and this great multitude is the rest of the elect. Let me see. Kindreds, nations. I think the word is ethnos, and I saw a great multitude no man could number. Ethnos. One of the 12 patriarchs. Paul's term of Christian Gentiles. In the Old Testament, foreign nations now worship. No. Where is the one at? Yeah. A tribe, especially. Let me see. No, it's not heathens. Let me see. Because they try to, we know the blue letter goes off. They try to throw that shit in there with, saying non-Jewish, one usually implication. Nah, Paul's term Gentile. Paul's used the term Gentile Christians. Okay, and to be a Christian, you got to be an Israelite, because the Christians, all right, were Hamashiachians, all right, were followers of the Messiah, followers of Yahawashi. Okay, and these, going back to the beginning of the lesson when I spoke of the Gentile Christians, or excuse me, I spoke of the Gentiles, you hear the word Gentile, is not talking about heathens. It's talking about Israelite foreigners that were scattered amongst these heathen nations. Okay, and that's a part of this. That's a part of the truth that a lot of these people can't get with. Like, oh, you telling me these people ain't gonna make it? These people ain't gonna make it. The white man can't make it. No, the white man is not gonna make it. No, the Chinese ain't gonna make it. Yeah, our people scattered amongst them could possibly make it. The Lord puts His Spirit upon them, but no, these heathen nations, salvation is not for them. All right, like I said, the title of this lesson: the Lord is bringing division. All right, the Lord is going to take His that He wants, and the rest are going to perish. It says kindreds, philos, phule, um, a nation of people. In the New Testament, all the persons descending from one of the 12 sons, the patriarch Jacob, a tribe. Okay, so you see right there, man. The Lord is not dealing with these heathens, man. The Lord has never dealt with the heathen nations. Okay, the Lord is only coming to deliver His elect. That's who we out here. That's who we prophesy to. That's what we put up these lessons for. The elect. Okay, we're fishing for the elect. Okay, we ain't fishing for someone that the possibly be the elect. No, we're fishing for the elect, the ones that's going to receive this truth, receive this word. Okay, come out of this world. All right, and denounce everything in it and everything that this world's about. Okay, and are true believers of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. All right, so Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the hopeful elect, and I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahawah. Bahasham Yahawashi, Bahasham, Habakkuk Shalom.